Hello, I'm Jeremy Morton from Temple Bright, and welcome to this 1 hour webinar on IP infringement threats, understanding the risks and remedies. Let's take a look in time-honored fashion at our agenda. First of all, we are going to examine what is an actionable threat and when exactly do these rules apply or not apply. We'll consider some territorial aspects that are pretty important, and then we'll look at the exceptions as well as defences to these claims. We're going to look at some alternative claims, by which I mean claims that are not strictly threats claims under the statutory regime, but have a similar role. We'll look at what the remedies are in these situations, and we're going to look at some practical implications and best practice for lawyers. Now I want to look at the defence of justification. This is kind of similar to libel claims, where it's basically a defence to show that what you've alleged is true. So in other words, it's a defence to a threats action to show that the acts would actually constitute infringement of a valid right. And I think because of that, I've often felt that if the prospective claimant has a really strong case, which it is prepared to pursue, then the threats regime is perhaps not a big issue, because ultimately you're confident that you're going to be able to justify the threats. Now, let's be clear, you cannot justify a threat if the rights don't exist, or a registered right is invalid, or it's just not infringed. Also, a little nuance to this, be aware that if the threat is in general terms, it's not specific about the individual product type that is supposed to be infringing, then it can only be justified by showing that all of the products of the target that would have been covered by that threat infringe the rights. And that was illustrated in the Grimmer case that I discussed above in relation to veiled threats.